Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, the Raven, here, bringing you some Neverwinter action. The new expansion, Underdark, was released recently and is amazing. I love the new skirmishes. I love the take on them. If you read the developer's note about the new skirmishes, they talk about not just it's like not just memory, like playing it without just knowing what's going to happen. Like each experience, it takes your attention. It's like replayable instead of just repeatable or something like that. So check that out. It's on the developer post for Neverwinter. Anyway, I'm here with my friend Rosita, one of my best gaming buddies ever in the universe, and we're gonna tackle Prophecy of Madness. This skirmish, it keeps you on your toes to say the least. Um, I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with it because there's a random element in it where you're constantly building stacks of madness. You're going nuts basically, and once you get to a certain amount of madness, I think it's like 18, a stack of 18, you start to lose your abilities, your encounter powers, your daily powers, and it gets down to the point where you can only use free will. You can't use, I mean, it just locks out everything. And I unfortunately just have the bad fortune of that every time I get, I go mad or go crazy, I don't there's never one of those pillars around. There's pillars around the arena. There's four of them. That if you stand in their aura when they're activated, it'll cleanse you of the madness. And as you can see in this thing, I just don't have the best luck. So anyway, we're getting it started, knocking them out. We have a really good team here. I was glad to play with everyone you see present, especially with my friend Rosita. Here we go. You just basically knock dudes out. They're gonna pour out of demon pits and everywhere. You can see there's non-stop action in these skirmishes. I mean, dailies are being thrown out left and right. I mean, demons are everywhere, and you're going crazy slowly. As you can see, I built up a stack of four. Madness. You can tell that you can see the stacks of madness by looking at the top left corner. You can see it's like a red symbol with the arrow pointing down. It's got a number. It'll slowly go up until you step into the aura. So anyway, so far so good. I mean, we're kicking, especially for me, like this is the beginning is probably like the easiest time I've had in this particular dungeon. I remember when I was playing it, it was extremely frustrating. I was like, whoa. Also, my playstyle is a little bit different in this match. Usually I have icy terrain equipped. For crowd control and more more AOE crowd control abilities. But lately, the way I built my character, my arcane powers are stronger than my ice power. So lately, I've been trying to phase out ice-based abilities and use more arcane. So far so good. I'm stepping into killers, moving quickly, and also the fault is mine that I get so caught up in demon slaying or fighting that I don't properly look for the pillars. So anyway, we have on our team, we have a great weapon fighter, Oathbound Paladin, a Trickster Rogue, and Rosita is another Control Wizard, so we have two CWs. So crowd control isn't so much of a big problem today, which I'm kind of glad that Rose was on, because without the icy terrain, my crowd control abilities go down a little bit. So with two control wizards, though, I was able to use Shard of Endless Avalanche. I forgot what his proper name. But because I have Rosita with me as a second CW, that allows me the freedom to use, change up my playstyle, use different powers. Because I mean, there are more effective abilities, for certain situations. Like icy terrain would definitely have been more effective in this area, but I mean, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You'll get bored. You have to change it up. You have to have fun a little bit. And plus, I love the Shard of Endless Avalanche. It's a really fun power to use, and that's another thing. If a demon steps in the aura of the Prophecy Totem, it cancels out its healing ability. So when you see it turn red, it's not going to cleanse you of your madness. So far, I haven't gone mad yet. I mean, it's only, I think the highest stacks I've built so far is like 8. But it's in the beginning, the first phase is a lot easier than the second phase anyway. I mean, basically just kick ass and have as much fun as possible. Now, as so far as the appearance of the new demons, I'm liking the new enemies, especially the shadow demons. I think they have really cool special effects on them. The Zythar, the flaming guys, are very irritating. I think they are the most irritating of the new enemies so far because they're always, they stand far back and they cast the flaming AoE, kind of like the blazing skeleton enemies, the old ones. But they have a lot. These guys have a lot more hit points and are a much bigger threat. Also, the big kind of ape-looking demon, his roar has the ability to put like a ton, like I think it makes you go mad instantly. So anyways, you can see my screen's got the lightning bolts around it. That means my powers are locked out. I've gained too much madness, and I just got cleansed right there. And this is just the beginning. It's gonna only get like worse as the thing goes on. Right there, I got lucky. There were some demons in that pillar, but somebody took their aggro, and that brief second, it only takes like a second to heal the stacks of madness. So, but sometimes, I mean, it just gets to a point where you just, you're SOL. I mean, and another thing, they go on and off randomly, so you can see one, it's like, oh my gosh, I need to be healed, let me go over there, and then by the time you get to it, the aura goes away. And one thing I will say about the gameplay on these new skirmishes is whenever there's a new skirmish or new content, it usually takes players a long time to adjust, to get to learn the ropes, I guess. And but every time I played the throne of the Dwarven King throne and this Prophecy of Madness skirmish, it's like I've never been on a team that just like utterly failed it, which is surprising because there's skirmishes that have been around for like as long as Neverwinter has been around, and you'll get on a team and then everybody be getting killed except for you, and you're like, what the hell is going on, But so far so good. Everybody seems to, even if they don't know exactly, like, they don't have the finesse of the experience, being super experienced in a particular skirmish. I mean, everybody is, they're just kicking butt, they're doing well. And I guess it's the fact that under the surface, you do have the mechanic of needing to cleanse the madness, which I've just done by stepping in that pillar aura. But basically, though, it's just kick monster ass, I mean, it doesn't take rocket scientists to, just kick the crap out of demons, And it doesn't, you don't have to know the guy next to you. You don't have to be like comrades that know each other's play style. Although that does help. I'm not knocking experience and companionship, that type of stuff. I'm just saying that you don't need to like have a super cohesive team, like a clockwork team, just to get through it. You can make it if everybody fights is to the best of their ability and does their job, So lots of props for the new skirmish. So we got 1 minute left on this first phase, and right here I just went mad because I lost track. I think it might be 17 stacks of madness. And see, I didn't get cleansed. Well, oh, I did get cleansed right there. Okay. And here's another thing is like don't get separated too far from your teammates, because if you're trapped under madness or something like that and everybody else is on the other side of the map fighting, you can get killed really easily. So a lot of kiting, it takes a lot of kiting. Like, you don't have to go toe to toe with every enemy, just because he's there. You can just say, hey, look, you're gonna follow me as I take you back to my teammates. You can get your ass kicked, And there's a lot of ass kicking going on in this skirmish. As you can see, and one thing I'll say about Rose is that she, as a player, she's so good. Like, when I usually play skirmishes or dungeons, I have this sense of concern or worry. Like, whenever I'm off fighting by myself, like, but right here, I got the Trickster Rogue with me, the Great Weapon Fighter with me. But whenever, like, I'm on the other side of the map, I'm fighting by myself, I have this, this undercurrent, this subcurrent of worry. Like, are the people on the other side okay? Are they being surrounded by enemies? Because, as a control wizard, my job is crowd control. And if I'm somewhere in a corner, have my way with some demon, I don't know what's happening with them. Are they being overwhelmed? You know. So there's always that underlying stress that are my teammates okay? Are they being overwhelmed? You know, because I'm over here screwing around or whatever. But with Rosita, just like with the ability to change powers, switch up my playstyle a little bit, she eliminates that oh my gosh, what's happening to the on the other side type deal. And here, when these things spawn, like all of them have come after me. See, I have the aggro of the main demon plus two of the others, and this is where I get into a lot of trouble here. As you can see, there's like four of them chasing me around, and all of them, and one of them can't be controlled, which is one of the worst things for a control wizard when they're immune to crowd control effects. And I have my daily ready, but I'm locked out because I'm building stacks of madness. And as you can see, there's AoEs all around me, and I'm just moving around for my life. And I'm getting shots from every direction. I'm drinking potions. And once again, this pillar isn't active, and this is going to be the story for the rest of the match with me. To try to make it to cleanse my madness, because you can't do anything but at wills. At wills are the only thing that doesn't get locked up by the stats of madness. And as you can see, there's just no pillars active. I see one here, so I'm moving towards it. And I see Rosita. I'm sick at this moment during the game. I'm secretly thinking, help me. And I didn't get cleansed. I'm at 36, now 37 stacks of madness. But luckily, they took the aggro away from me. And here I get my abilities back, and I'm able to just pause that guy long enough. This guy, what is these things called? Labrazoos or whatever? I'm just able to catch this guy, and then here come my teammates. So I was losing it there. But bring them through, that's another thing. I believe now watching the video separately, because when you're playing, you're just like, oh shit, trying to, keep from dying. But now that I'm watching it, and I have time to look at it and be relaxed, it's like passing through past the Outbound Powder and passing through Rosita's area drew a lot of that aggro away from me, and I was able to escape that little corner there. So, stuff gets hectic, don't be afraid to run away, don't be afraid to move your ass. There's always that choice of fight or flight, and sometimes you just need to flight. You just need to fly until you can fight, So anyway, back under control a little bit, but here I'm building up 15 stacks of madness, and bam. Yeah, I think it's 16 or 17 stacks, and it's when your powers get locked up. So here we go, trying to get cleansed. And I didn't get cleansed. And that's another thing, like sometimes you step into those pillars and they immediately cleanse you of madness, and sometimes you step into the aura and it's like, okay, why am I still crazy? As you can see, my whole screen is lit up with lightning bolts, and I'm looking around like, where is another active pillar? That one's not active. The other one behind me, that's not active. Here we go, we have one. So I'm thinking, yay, I can make it. And see, this time I stepped into it and immediately the madness went away. So maybe it has something to do with how many demons are present. Like if the map is swarming with demons, it takes longer for your madness to be cleansed. There's a lot of content with the Underdark. It's not just new enemies, it's not just new skirmishes. There's mechanics with the madness, with the paranoia. They have the new the drow armor sets, and they have their own type thing. The rings have their own special deal. So the Underdark expansion pack is a huge success in my eyes. And as much as stressful as it can be when all your powers are locked up and you're being chased by a horde of demons, it's still exciting. You're not bored. You're not like, I'm going through this chore again. So anyway, you got Labrazoos, those shadow demons. Which one thing about the shadow demons is because they're so dark. It's like when you're playing in a shady map like this. The whole map itself is dark. It's underground. It's poorly lit. It's like you just see, it's like, how you have that fear, or not fear, that exciting spark when you see something out of the corner of your eye or something. And those shadow demons give you that impression, because sometimes you don't see them until, they flap their wings or something like that. So it's amazing. So also in phase 2, you have to keep up the power of the totems. So far, I've yet to been on a team where the totems have been destroyed because people weren't pounding them up. As you can see, there's a couple of them that are really low. The northeast ward and the southeast ward are very low on ability, but so far so good. I've never been on a team where one of them has been destroyed. And there we go. There's Rose getting cleansed from the madness stacks. One thing I do regret now watching this battle post play is the fact that I'm kind of being I'm off on my own a lot. So and I wish Rose was on screen more often. She's really good with her disintegration ray shots. That's where I wish I had more of that on there. It's like you're battling this big demon and he's throwing fire, breathing fire at you, or throwing skulls or whatever move he happens to be doing, and all of a sudden you see the guy like body just turn green and crust and just disappear in the ashes because he's been hit with the disintegration ray by Rosita. So very exciting gameplay from her, and she changes up her style a little bit. Sometimes she uses Soul Forge armor. I always stay with Soul Forge for two reasons. One, I think it's the best option because my mage he does tank a lot of damage. He's not invincible, but I've gotten out of very hairy situations, so I don't need so much as a defense. But when I do get killed, I think it's more refreshing for me to be able to get that second chance, and instead of having to start over at the campfire or have your teammates rescue you. But Rose she'll have the shard of negation, which is what she's using today. That's why she has the shields around her and that aura around her body. And sometimes she switches to Soul Forge. And the second reason why I don't switch from Soul Forge is because I'm poor. With Neverwinter, you can earn everything with just gameplay, but it takes a long, long time. And I'm more of a gameplay style person, so it's hard. Those artifacts, those armor enchantments aren't cheap, and if you're not spending cash, it just takes a long time to play. So I'm not saying the game is pay to win. I'm just pointing out the fact that obviously you can progress faster if you do spend real world money than if you just grind, quote unquote. So I'm a grinder, and I can't afford a second armor enchantment. Right now I'm working on my weapon enchant, so which I'm pretty close. I've made really great progress. With the new Underdark content, they've changed the prices on a lot of things. They've increased the amount of diamonds you can earn through questing and skirmishing, so it's awesome. You can salvage the rings for more AD. I mean, it seems like this experience, like all the changes have been just simply amazing. I mean, the game's still not perfect. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff that's can be frustrating, but they have addressed a lot of issues with it. So anyway, what orb is she using? I think it looks like she's using the Savage Skull orb, but I'll have to wait till she gets back on screen and then take a closer look. Anyway, collect that demon essence that these guys drop so you can power up the pillars. And there's a lot of saving each other in this. It's not just control wizards and clerics to get in tight spots. Like all the, every class can be in a tight spot. Especially, if you go mad, your powers get locked up. It doesn't matter how powerful you are if you can't do your moves. So, very exciting content. They took the direction they took these skirmishes in is very, very good. I hope they come out with more like this. If ever a developer or anybody has anything to do with Neverwinter on a professional level or corporate level, ever see this video, yes, definitely keep going in this direction. Definitely keep the players shook up. It's like the developer's blog says, like there's a difference between knowing the skirmish by heart and everything happens pretty much the same. You could just, you could basically play it with your eyes closed because this guy's gonna jump out here, these monsters are hiding here. But with this one, especially the Dwarven King skirmish, which I will be bringing y'all footage of that. Stay tuned for that. The throne of the Dwarven King skirmish, that can get really hectic because the randomness of the skirmish is generated by the actions of the player. You have to break down these dimensional tears and demons pop out, but you have no idea what the other people are doing. So you got to kind of keep an eye on that because some people go crazy and they open all these tears at once, and it's like, dude, you just unleashed like 5,000 demons. I mean, it's one thing to get scored, but it's another thing if you can't, if you're overwhelmed with demons. So they definitely, these new skirmishes definitely keep you on your toes. The Underdark content is amazing expansion. And also, while these demons are getting their ass kicked by magnetic force daily, I will comment on the R.A. Salvatore quest line. Very awesome. I love the rewards they're giving for it. The rewards are great. So anyway, here we got our final phase. We have the Baylor. I will say he's a little bit. He could use a little bit more moves. But I think they toned down the final boss of the skirmish so that because the other demons continues to attack too, and they can be overwhelming because some of them are immune to crowd control and they're extremely powerful, especially the big fat ones. But so far as the appearance of the new demons, like they're excellent. It's a different style art change, which is welcome. I really enjoy that. But anyway, back to the Salvatore quest line. I like the reward progression for it. And they finally gave meaning to Gauntlgrim. For the longest time, Gauntlgrim has been this place that's like it's already, first the dwarves had it, then they lost it for some reason, and it's defunct or decrepit, and then first the mind flayers took it, then the drow took it, and then it just seemed like this empty place. It was just basically a battle map, for a long time. And it was all this lore surrounded, but you were kind of like, so what, the whole time. But with the new Salvatore quest line, it's like they brought back the Dwarven King. Not to give out too many spoilers. Well, I guess that's spoilers. Sorry. I mean, it's too late now. I mean, well, let's just say that they really made Gauntlgrim like a relevant place lore-wise, and then I'll shut up. so won't be any more accidents. So anyway, if you haven't played it, go play it. And I apologize, but it's not, there's still like tons of, besides just whatever. Well, I mean, hell, some of the skirmishes name is a Dwarven King, so obviously, it's not the biggest spoiler in the world, but I still regret it. But anyway, as you can see, there's other demons summoned. We have those flame guys, which are ultra annoying. Like I say, I think they are the worst. They're most annoying of the new creatures because they do take a lot of damage too, and then bam, covered with madness, and they hit you quick too. You're just like all of a sudden you're like just throwing powers, and then the next thing you know you're just stuck. And see, that pillar didn't cleanse me, so now I'm back stuck in the position where it's like, how can I get, what can I do until I get the madness cleansed or whatever? And I can throw a little bit of shots and take that guy's aggro, but just like once your powers are locked up, there's not much you can do. Besides, and see, there's a pillar activated, but there's demons inside it, so no help there. And once again, I see it's blue, so I'm gotta dash past this guy, and you see Rogue is standing in it. I wish I could see it from other people's point of view. Because each player has a different experience. I mean, and obviously, especially with the type of class you play, if you're a melee class, I mean, you're in the boss's face, you're in the face of the demons, and if you're a ranged character like me and Rose, you get into situations for that reason too. As you can see, there's been a couple of times throughout this skirmish that I'm basically running. I'm in the corner of the map, being chased by a bunch of demons with my powers locked up. Unable to do anything. So anyway, the melee characters have done a really good job in this. I mean, they made short work of that guy. Once again, a very awesome experience. To see, I got a ring and was more of the Underdark content. So you're unlocking treasures, you're unlocking titles, you're collecting rewards, and those rings, if you don't want them, you can salvage them. I mean, the skirmishes are amazing. The Salvatore quest line is amazing. Underdark is a very successful expansion. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned for more Neverwinter action and more Underdark content. I'm your host, The Raven, and have a good day.